to provide a platform for people to get whatever is on their chest off it, just in case you've been holding too much and your body's crying, your heart is crying, you can't carry on, and you just want to let it fly, you want to let it go. Please feel free to do so. Some people hold secrets close to their chest for way too long and it weighs them down. Some might not be a secret, it's just something you want to talk about. You need someone to just give you a listening ear. That's what we do on Confession Tuesday. So feel free. It doesn't have to be so scandalous. It doesn't have to be anything too serious. You can just call in. And if you want to remain anonymous, please feel free to do so. And just talk with me because I'm here for you on 0700 951 0000. Okay. You can also dial 080 9597 4869. And the WhatsApp is 080-999-30137. Okay, I'm told that we're streaming live. You can check that out and leave your messages on our Facebook and also on the YouTube page, which is Nigeria Info 95.1 on both platforms. Drop your messages and we'll be glad to hear from you. Right. So, I went on my leave recently and I just got back. But within the period that I was off air, someone sent me a message and said he wanted it to be on confession. It's not a personal confession, but it's something that he narrated to me. And really, I just laughed about it when I saw it. And I was like, okay, when I get back on air, maybe I'll just put it out there so that, people can listen, people can contribute if they want to. But I found it quite, how do I call it now? I don't want to tag a thing to it. But then let me just read it out so you guys can hear. I'm trying to look out for it in my phone. I have an unwanted visitor here. People, if I don't invite you into my studios, I don't expect you to come in. Do you understand me, Thompson? I'm talking with you.
Because I missed you and I want to come.
Who asked you to miss me?
Your husband.
This man, you are a thorn on my flesh. Leave my studio now. Okay. It's good to see you, Johnson.
Thank you.
Anyways, so I'm looking for the message someone sent to me. Okay, but the story is this, right? Let me just narrate it before I'm able to find it and read it. So it's a case of a husband and a wife going to see a doctor because they're contemplating on having another child. They have 3 already. And, the husband is saying, I need more. And the wife is, okay, let's go see the doctor and let's know what the best advice is because she's a bit skeptical, though. So on examination or on examining this couple, it was discovered that this man, lacked what it takes to be a father to children, or he cannot father children because he had a surgery once upon a time in his life that took out some things on his body that would make him be a father. So definitely the discovery of the doctor is that, okay, so you're not the father of these 3 kids, right? But he didn't want to say it when 2 of them were there so it would not cause some trouble at home. And he said, okay, can I have a word with your wife alone? And then, she comes in and the doctor said, well, madam, this is my discovery. So does that mean your husband is not the father to these kids? And she was like, yes, blah, 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 blah. So he said, well, you need to find a way of letting him know so that this paternity fraud does not come up, anytime soon, because this is my discovery and you need to take it upon yourself to let your husband know that this is the true situation, and in also having his own personal time with the man. He told him, he didn't come out to tell him that, okay, these kids are not yours. He said, well, I examined you and this is what I discovered, that you're unable to father children because of this and that. Did you ever have an operation like this? And the man said, yes, he did. And okay, so this is the shocker in the news, right? The man said he knows that the kids are not his. And the doctor was like, okay, He said, yes, he's very much aware And so why are you insisting on having another child? And he said, well, wherever the wife got the child or the children from, she should go get them. That she should go get them again because he needs a fourth child. So the question is, this issue of paternity fraud is really, I see a whole lot of that come up on social media from time to time, where DNA tests are conducted, and sometimes it comes out negative or positive depending on what the situation is, and that breaks a lot of homes. That causes a lot of bitterness. It causes a lot of fighting, and it causes a lot of betrayal, because women especially are often accused. Why would you carry a man's child or one man's child and give another man's child when you know fully well that this is the implication, especially in the context of marriage, except of course a man makes it clear that he doesn't mind. He met you with a child and is willing to adopt, or he knows you're pregnant and is willing to take it as his own. Then it will not be said to be fraud, because this is based on an agreement and an understanding. But in a situation where you go take in and you bring it to a man unknowingly, who is your husband, and pretend like the pregnancy is his, it becomes a big issue for lots of families, So in this situation, this man is in the know, but pretended to be the father when he knows right from the beginning that he is not. And this woman, too, on the other hand, thought she was actually doing some stuff, because she probably tried with her husband one day, got married, and on realizing that she wasn't taking him, decided to most probably try elsewhere, and it worked. And so she kept on going back, or however she did it, I do not know. So you would wonder, between these two people now, who is a bigger fraud? Because he admitted to the fact that he knows it's an operation he had right from his childhood. So that rendered him unable to father a child ever in his life. And then he married her without telling her his situation and his condition. And they go ahead, get married, and they start having children. And so that would tell you that they are not yours because you are not genetically, or you're not medically fit to father, or you're not able to father children, right? But you kept on accepting his children, and now the situation is where it is, So that was a story that someone sent to me and said I should, put it out there for people to lend in a voice to it. Even though on Confession we don't get to do so much of the talking around these issues, we try to expand on them on Wednesdays. I'll still open up the lines and hear from you. But then if you also have your own confession, please send them on WhatsApp. Send me a message. Let me read. If you want to call in and remain anonymous, please feel free to do so too. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
Dr. Zil from Life Camp.
What's your name?
I am Dr. Zil.
Oh, okay, Dr. Zeal. Welcome.
Yeah. Both husband and wife are fraudulent. And the man that is doing the job, that is somewhere else, he may not even know, they may not let him know that when the wife is enjoying the stuff and then the thing comes, so we now bring it to the man in the house. And the man knows what is going on. So for me, it's one day, the monkey will go to wherever they say monkey will go and will not be able to return. Because the man will surely discover one day, except if they are making it known to the man. Because for me, somebody cannot be working, monkey cannot be working and baboon be eating it. Who does that? So they should really, in one way or the other, because they are taking care of the children of another person. And then in one way or the other, from your story, it was not told, you are not informed whether they pay the person or there is for the business. So for me, the two of them are fraudulent, except they really try to let the other person knows about it. But this paternity thing, it is going on in our society. For me, are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you. Go ahead.
The paternity fraud is going on in our society because of this, having too many Facebook friends, boyfriends, man friends, and all the social media, chat me up, chat you, these exes and all of that. Because people are no longer stable with their spouses. They want to have other people on social media, and before you know it, some text messages, you go in, they will meet themselves somewhere else, These are some of the things that is causing it. And they will say, it's just one, so we use protection. And in one way or the other, they will not be able to speak up. And then the thing will continue. So if people want it to stop, and they don't want it to scatter their marriage, they should avoid this social media. I cannot do without having a male friend. I cannot do without having a female friend. When you are married, what are you looking for? Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Hello.
Hello, Swat. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, this story, honestly, I think it's something that both of them should understand themselves. You know, it has happened that way, and I can tell you, there is no man who, right from origin, knows he cannot pregnant a woman that wants to walk to a woman that he wants to marry and tells the woman that he is not able to pregnant a woman, that he is not a man who. The man would want to concede that even up to his grave.
No, but you want to marry someone and you say you don't want to tell that. What if the other person wants children? So let the person decide.
I'm not saying it's the right thing. I said no man has that muscle. If the man has is how do I even put this in? Because they can use some words now. You say no, it's not radio. Whatever, maybe
yes. Let's use radio-friendly terms.
For his conjugal needs, he's still alive. He's a man, but to walk up to a woman who will probably need children in her marriage, and you tell that woman that that marriage will not hold. Except of course, if the man knows a woman who is having the same problem, that maybe the woman has lost her womb or something, and so they have that understanding from it before they will go into marriage. Most not have that problem. If they want to get married, they will not disclose it to the female counterpart. That's just the truth. But then, since this thing has happened this way, the man knows his condition, and the woman also knows that the children she has do not belong to her husband. The only thing is that the man should forget about having more children. The one they have gotten, they both of them to come together and take care of these children. After all, this marriage of a thing we are looking at only consummated here on earth. Besides, it's not even compulsory. Any pastor that is what he taught will tell you that marriage is not compulsory. Even bearing children is not compulsory. There are homeless, or rather, motherless, babies scattered all over the country. Who fathers them? Who mothers them?
All right.
If you're not able to get to
Thank you, Chris.
Actually go to that place through the normal process, adopt children and bring them up for responsibility, become things in society. You cannot train children that they want.
All right, round up. You're taking a lot of time. Confession.
It's an advice anyway.
Okay.
Both of them should look away from that trouble that is coming.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay. Yep. Let's see. This one said the husband is a bad guy. I just hope this doesn't backfire on them both. They should both come clean. Chai. There is God who Ismaila Suleiman from Bari. I didn't hear what the situation is now. Who is complaining now, the man or the woman? Nobody is complaining. The guy who sent me the message actually said he knows the person in question. And it's just a discovery because the guy just gave him the gist and stuff like that. So he's asking that, Swat, who is the bigger fraud between the man or the woman? And I'm like, I don't know. Since both of them knew, the woman is on her own doing her own things. The husband knew his situation and refused to open up and kept on accepting the children without even as much as asking this woman or confronting her. And now he's still even demanding for another baby. Who does that? I've never heard a thing like this in my life. I've never heard a thing like this. So yeah, it's part of the things that, we consider the wonders of the world. It never ends. And I'm sure there are a lot of people who are going through this. Let's see a message here. Good afternoon, Swat. I'm Emperor Obiora from Nandi Azikiwe International Airport. The man is a mean fraudster for hiding his infirmity or unfortunate handicap from the wife while receiving children from elsewhere. The woman is a human fraudster by raising a family for her husband's people. So both of them are big fraudsters, right? Good afternoon, Swat. Most men are so selfish. If it were the woman that cannot conceive, the man will still go out and look for children. Is good for the man, Mrs. Jeremy. This is Jeremy. I've started again. No. Good day, Madam Swat. Some inflation. Okay, this is not about inflation, I think. This one said, it's good to hear your voice again. I missed you. Welcome back. Christy from Lube. I missed you guys too. Thank you so much, Christy. No matter. Okay. All right. So let's go back to the phone line. And if you have a confession, please feel free. Hello? Hello? All right. That dropped in, didn't stay. Let me take on this one. Hello?
Swat.
In a move to boost the economy
Hello,
and
Swat.
tackle rising living costs.
Connection established.
This is Nigeria Info.
Swat. Just as we said, wonder shall never end. You know, I like the lady. I think she plays smart. I like the man too. He plays smart. Good one. But what marvels me here is that what you know you don't have, you don't have. You want to give. You know you can't impregnate woman, and you're demanding for children even after giving you 3. You are demanding for more. You know? That is so... I don't know how to explain it. Please, I think I would have if I was to encourage them, the man should please settle, just hold on to that 3. You should not push that woman more far. You shouldn't, because this last one might even drag their foot outside. You can see already, since they have the 3, nobody have had it. They are enjoying themselves with the children. Now this last one that is demanding 4 is now dragging them outside. He should just close his mouth and take.
Hello?
And keep silent. This is very unfair, man.
Okay. Thank you so much. Appreciate that's justice of peace. Okay, I think I'll take this call, then I have another message that is also a confession. Let's see who is here. Good afternoon. Hello? Okay, try to pick that WhatsApp call. You didn't stay. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon, Swat.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. Welcome back from your leave and happy Easter.
Same to you, ma'am.
Thank you. The man, first of all, didn't do well for not telling the wife his problem. But as he went ahead and married the woman, and the woman knew that he could not impregnate her, and she was going outside, wherever she was going to go and get the children, she also showed love for her husband. She wanted to keep the marriage. She didn't go. Another woman would have run out. That is the truth. That you concealed your problem and then you married. In fact, even in the Catholic Church, where marriages they say people don't divorce. That one you can divorce because you lied to your wife. But the wife wanted to keep her husband, so she got children for him. Why should the man now come and be asking for an extra child? You cannot even give one. Somebody has gone to go and prepare herself and brought 3. And then you are now asking for 4. You are now asking for the 4th one. That is very unfair on the man. Yes, the man didn't do well. And just like Justice of Peace said, that fourth one he's looking for might be the one that will expose him. And when it becomes a problem now, even the three that were seen to be his own before, the real owner of the children might come out without fear of anything to come and claim that the children are his own. You that they have helped to cover you, just keep quiet and nurse your children and be happy. You are not asking for a fourth one. If it's easy like that, why didn't you have? Why were you not able to give one? So the man didn't do well. The woman did well.
She did well. Okay.
What do you want her to do now?
I don't know. I think
she loved her husband. She didn't want to leave her husband.
But they should have discussed about it, right? They should have talked to each other.
The man knows. The man knows. Okay. If he had gone, if the man didn't want, and she went to get the first child, the first pregnancy, the man would have raised alarm. But the man also, if you raise alarm, you're also exposing yourself. Because even men who cannot even impregnate women don't want people to know. In fact, that is the strength of a man. The moment the world knows that this man cannot make children, you are as good as dead.
Okay.
So the woman didn't want people to know that her husband cannot make children, and she quietly went. But the husband knew from the first child. The husband knew that the woman is going out. So if you have concealed it for the first child, second child, and third child, why don't you just keep quiet?
Okay.
The woman didn't do well, but she has brought 2 children, and you people are happy. You didn't do well because you didn't tell your wife the truth from the beginning. So you would have just kept quiet and enjoy your life. But now that it's going like this, the woman can say who the father of the children is, and then you lose out. The woman will still have the children, and the owner will have the children, but the man in the house can lose out and not have any child.
Okay.
So they both did well, and they both didn't do well. But they would have concealed their secret and just keep quiet.
Okay. Thank you. I've heard situations where maybe a man pushes his wife and says, go with my brother, go with another person and just get us children. I've seen situations like that where either they agree to it, which doesn't make it right. Why this whole stuff is strange to me. I've never heard it. Like I said, when I saw it, my heart nearly skipped a beat. I was like, what kind of story is this? I've seen a situation where they open up to themselves. Either the man tells you that, look, I'm incapacitated, I cannot do this, but I'm permitting you to go with either my brother. I know we've discussed an issue like this a long time ago where a woman cried out and said this was what her husband was pushing her to do, right? Or, like I said, a man is aware that you have taken in and decides to accept and adopt the baby as his own, or met you with the child and decides to accept. But a situation where, number one, you were not born like that, right? You were not born like that. It's as a result of an operation. I think he had an injury and one of his sacs was taken off when he was way younger. So that rendered him incapable of having biological children of his own. Now, we've seen people who have that sort of thing, and they tell other people, and there are a lot of people who say, well, marriage is not for children. It's not by force. If you have it, you thank God. If you don't have it, you just live your life, and you are grateful. I've seen people. I have a relative, and I'm not kidding you about this. It's a decision that both of them took. They do not want to have kids. Not because they are incapable. They said they just don't want it. Do you fight them for that? I've seen more than 1 or 2 people of that kind of example, where people just come together. They just want to live their lives. Children are not the issue for them. They just want to stay together and live till they're old and die together. That's the most important thing for them. There are some other people too who have decided that they want to have children. It's a big deal for them. So how about talking about the situation and circumstance? There are people who will tell you, who told you that me, I'm married because I want to have children? Whether you can have kids or not is not my problem. It's you I want. There's some people that will tell you, okay, if you cannot have, it's a deal breaker for me. I cannot because I desire to have children. At least you know that at the beginning and know what step to take. But a situation where 2 people, especially the man who did not reveal it, and then the woman on discovering, I guess, decided to do her own thing, is what I don't understand. These 2 people, I think they deserve themselves. Really, if you ask me. They deserve themselves, because if you, as a woman, is desirous and you keep trying and you discover that you're not taking in for your husband, I think the natural thing is, we've tried for this long. I think it's best we go see a doctor, right? Let's go do this test so that we'll know what is the issue, so that it can be sorted out medically and then we can achieve our goal of having kids. But then you try, and then you don't take it, and then you just decide on your own, when I won't waste my time. Let me find another route, which is deceptive on its own. So you see how two of these people are not honest in the real sense. You as the man for initiating a relationship based on deception, which is a ground to nullify that marriage in the first place. And then you, who knew there was a problem but refused to voice up, and then you now decided to go through the back door and do some stuff. I don't know how people do this. But it's all good, though. We have another message here. This one says, my employer sacked me. My employer sacked me some months back, and right now has been calling me to ask me for the location of some very important files, and I refused to open up to tell him because I want to punish them for sacking me unjustly. That's just a confession. Okay, so why don't you want to tell? Okay, you want to punish them, right? But what actually happened that you got laid off in the job or you got sacked? Did you do something? Really? So I'm presuming that in your last position, you had, or you were privy to where these files are. You're not revealing it to them or not opening up. I mean, how much punishment or how long do you want to continue like this? Anyways, it's your choice, but if you'd ask me, honestly, maybe you should just let it go. You should let it go. Because the truth is, I've seen people who leave jobs or get sacked on the job and they move on to better and bigger things, So you're keeping yourself grounded and allowing the negative emotion, which is only normal, is okay. But you refusing because you want to punish them, I don't know how to go about that. But maybe you should think about it and reconsider. That is moving forward, because this is something that is very important towards running an organization. Okay, let's see who's here. Sorry, drop call. Hello.
What?
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You're welcome.
And don't come with that. This first one you brought now, I get confused though. But the man is the one they work. The man is not working.
Nobody made mention about area 1. They just said he cannot have children. I don't know.
Because if he's working, which means he cannot pregnant her. But area 1 is working.
Yeah, there are situations like that where it's not as if you cannot do it, but it's just that your what you call it now, you are unable to produce children. Not that you cannot, be with your wife or something.
Okay. That's no problem now. So for my own situation, maybe I leave the children I bed. Maybe I leave them to avoid another problem. To avoid another problem between the husband and wife. Because when the bond is looking for them. But if the man is the man they work, let them be firing now. Let it rain. Because even if you realize that the woman can take the people that give a president before. So let them stay as they had before to avoid another problem. I did advise the man like that. Please, tell my motivation.
Okay. Thank you so much. Right, let's move on to other issues. If you have confessions to make, please, let's let go of this. Tomorrow we can still expand on this issue. But if you have confessions to make, feel free. It's already 2:38 p.m. And we'll begin to round up in a bit. So if you have any confession to make, please, this is the time to do so. We have a voice note here. Let's see if it plays.
Good evening, Swat. Abi, good afternoon. I'm back again. That matter, they hurt my head. And Mrs. Jeremy, they talk from Kubwa. The matter, they hurt my head. The matter, they hurt my head. If I were that woman, as long as he started with lying, she in the lie. Tell me, say, he cannot conceive or he cannot give me belly. Now, I have gone out to help him to have 3. He's still raising muscles. I'll come up and tell him, Obo, do you know that these children are not your own? Don't make noise, you better keep quiet. Let us train these children the way you see them. I just do this to cover your shame. Me, I don't say you cannot give me belly. For how many years we stayed? Did you give me one? I have gotten 3 for you. You are here raising muscles. If you don't keep quiet, I will announce it. Swat, I am telling you, that man will be as if they come him from fridge. He will keep quiet. And I'll make sure it's only me and him in the bedroom. I'll tell him, keep quiet. I do this to cover your shame. I have gotten 3 outside. Try and give me 2 from your body so that there will be 5. Thank you, Mrs. Jeremy from Kubu.
All right. Thank you so much. Interesting. Interesting. Anyways, we'll talk some more. We'll talk some more tomorrow on this. Okay. I think another message just came in here. Okay. Hello, Swat. Good afternoon to you. I have a little issue, which is a secret. Please let me remain anonymous. My husband likes to wear my clothes once we're within the house. He likes to wear female clothes, and he just says it's a joke and there's nothing to it when I raise the issue and show my concerns to him. Please help me because this is really, really getting scary for me. What do you think I should do? Okay, interesting things. Could he be a cross-dresser or something, what they call cross-dressers? You know how some people like to put on clothes, especially men. I think women don't have that kind of issue, right? Because women wear trousers and stuff. Most of the things that you get to see that men have, women have a way of making their own version. You know, you see a kaftani and a woman will wear kaftani, it looks good on her. So there's not a problem. The problem is when a man decides to start wearing lipstick and wearing high heels. People begin to ask questions. Oga, is everything okay? You know, that sort of thing. And it's a big issue. You know, outside of this country, they call them drag queens or something, you know, where you go to some certain locations, probably in the night, some clubs, and then they go to perform. It has raised issues of morality and a whole lot. People are crying about it, that children are being exposed to this sort of thing, and it makes it look as if it's okay for men to dress as women and so on and so forth. You know, so for your husband, like him liking to wear your things when you guys are at home, you need to sit down and talk to him about that seriously and find out what exactly drives him to want to do that, right? Because there must be something that is driving him to want to wear your clothes, right? I've seen documentaries on that. I've seen videos. I've seen real life stories, and sometimes you don't even know. Some of them do it secretly. I saw a woman the other day. You know, she's a friend, and her son went. I don't know. They just came and said, "Mommy, you see me?" Went, carried his sister's clothes, wore it, and carried her wig. And if you see the way this woman rushed this boy, I started beating him. And I was like, it's okay. I mean, you can handle it. You can talk with him and find out what the cause and stuff like that. So I really don't know what it is, but you need to have a talk with this man. You really need to have a talk with him and know what is driving him to it. And you people can go further to, you know, tackle what the root cause of it is. I've heard people say, I feel trapped in a man's body, I feel trapped in a woman's body, all those sort of things. I don't want to make comments on that. But seriously, these are real issues. And if your husband is doing that, then please have a serious and deep conversation with him and how that makes you feel. It's very important that you do so. Okay, we have somebody here calling. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Swati. Long time no saw.
Yes, sir.
It's sunshine.
Sunshine. My God. Sunshine, where have you been?
I've been to the London to see the Queen.
The Queen is dead now. He's now the king.
Sorry, to see the king.
Yeah, good to hear from you. Sunshine.
I'm watching you online.
Oh, nice. Good to hear from
you.
you.
Have become a little bit dark.
Well, I have a lot of sunburn, like I was saying earlier on. I've been exposing myself to a lot of sun. So
is this what? What has become a little bit dark?
No,
You
no,
have
no.
not really been so fair.
I'm not a
before,
fair person, so
but
to
you
speak.
are not dark chocolate. You are just a
Yeah.
toffee color.
Don't worry. I'm trying to heal my face. I expose myself too much.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm in Austria.
Okay. Currently.
I have been in Austria
Wow.
ever since.
From Rwanda to Austria.
I actually fell ill, so I went for treatment and all that.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay. How do you
Yeah.
feel now? I hope you're okay now.
Yeah, I'm getting better, much more better.
Oh, thank God.
It's
Thank
all
God.
this wahala of Nigeria now.
Mm.
All this problem of Nigeria, it got on my health.
Oh my God.
So
Wow.
that's what happened.
It's good.
So I've been enjoying the topic and the contribution.
Mm.
You know, what made me to actually call was when you talked about the drag queens and all that.
Mm.
You know, it got me so interested.
Yes.
You just find out that in Europe and in compared to Nigeria or in Africa, life in Europe is quite different from Nigeria. It's very, very different. You know, one thing that surprises me about Europe is that, number one, they don't so much, bother about religion. They don't bother about religion here. And you cannot blame them when everything is going well. There's 24 hours light. Everything is going well. So they don't, even when you tell them about Christ, about God. Okay, like this country now is a Christian country. But hardly do you see them on Sunday, hardly do you see them go to church. You understand me? Most of the churches are empty. And our own country that talk of God, church, their characters are not good. The government siphon all the money and leave the people impoverished. Even in the churches, you have emperors in the church as pastors. So it's something that is so funny and confusing to me. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much for calling, and please keep calling. We've missed you a lot. Thank you so much. That's so good to hear from you. Right, let's move on. Hello.
Hello, yeah, Swat, this is Chris from Mabuchi.
Chris, you've already called now. There are a lot of people.
This particular one that.
No, we normally don't take comments for confession. Let's do that tomorrow, please.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. Good day, Swat. Ikukwama. I'm surprised the way some of your female contributors reacted on this issue. My take is, what if the man decides not to father those children? What will the woman do? And I'm very sure these children are not from one man. Okay, but he's the one who's demanding for more of the kids, though. I mean, you're not the father and you're still asking for one more child. I've never heard that thing before, though. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sister Swat.
Good afternoon.
So, Mr. Payo is calling from my town.
Okay, welcome.
Hello. Please, I just want to greet Sister Sunshine and to wish her well. And based on what she has told us, Sister Swat, see, there was somebody I worked with.
Yes.
And when I saw the album, it's kind of European. When I saw the album of his wedding, himself and his wife, and do you know, for the donkey years he stayed in Abuja here, he never one day go to church. Just as Sister Astonshine has told us. When we asked him, he said, if you go to what the person is preaching to you, do you know his mind?
Okay, Mr. Pius, I don't want us to go off his confession, please. Let's not take on other issues, except if you want.
Okay now, my dear. God bless
thank you.
Thank you. I'm only talking of what Mr. President has told us.
I know.
And it is real, very real.
Yeah.
It is very real.
All right, thank you. Let's not go. Let's stick with the confession, so we don't allow things to go out. And like we always do, we love to just take the confessions for Tuesday and then get to expand on them on Wednesday when we have the counseling or therapy session. So if you have any confessions to make, any message, anything whatsoever, please, you can record a voice note or send the messages or call on the numbers so we can have your contribution. Hello, Swat. Please, what is Era 1? I don't know. I did not say it, so I don't know. I'm the wrong person to ask. Good afternoon, Swat. I think both couple are destined for each other. They are both ninjas. It takes for a ninja to move in with a ninja. This life is deep, says Oliver. Okay, this one says, good afternoon, my lady Swat. Welcome back. Please, my point here is that the woman and husband are both wrong. Both of them are playing games. As a woman, how can you go outside without the consent of your husband? How did she discover that her husband had a problem before she started going out, caring from day to day? How will you discover, Karen, are you not with your husband? When you're with your husband, wouldn't you take in? And if you keep trying and you don't take in, wouldn't you at least have some sort of concern? That's what normally happens between people who are married, right? So definitely you will know if you're with someone who has some sort of issue, especially conception or fertility issues. You get to know and you get to tackle that medically. Anyway, like I said, we'll talk some more on the issues tomorrow. This one said, well done work, SWAT. The first reason of marriage is companionship, not turning her to a baby factory machine. But that woman is a cheat and the man himself is a pretender. It means that she has been going around and doing it with other men. With other men's right after having 3 kids before she knew that the man can pregnate her. Wow, Johnson sends that. And we have a confession here. Okay. This one said, Swat, this is my confession. When I was with my grandma in the village, that's over 20 years ago, I can't remember what I did to my grandma one evening. She drove me out of the house. I couldn't believe it until she went to bed and locked her doors. I decided to check the next compound for help. I heard a child crying in their room, and I thought they were still awake. I walked towards the door and knocked, and the door just opened. I got in to beg them, but suddenly the crying child fell asleep with the mom. So I sat in their parlor and slept as well like a ghost. When I heard the cockroach, I knew it was 5 a.m. Then I came outside and jammed their door. My grandma came calling in low voice, let's go home, let's go home. The issue is that I never told my family till I left the village. OGB. Okay, so what's the story about? You went to another person's house, you slept there, and you didn't tell your grandma. Is that the confession, OGB? Please, because I don't seem to understand your story. Okay. Oh, you slept in their parlor and you didn't even tell them, right? Okay, thank you, OGB, for that. I'll just take this one last comment on that first story as we move on to other confessions. Aka Fred from Suleja said the man wants it because he knows already that he cannot father a child, so there's no problem on it. And the woman, she knows where she got the baby from, and the other man giving the baby might know about it. Where the man does not know the plan of the woman because the woman who owns child, there's no bigger fraud. They both know their plan, and no man will come for the children because the woman might not disclose to the other man who impregnated her. So now woman know who get children. Akafred. Okay, yes, let's I think we're done with the contribution on that other story that I first brought on. Okay, so if you have other confession, please bring it on. It's 2:53. We have barely 7 minutes to go to the end of the show. So quickly, once again, 0700 951 0000 and 080-999-30137. Tomorrow, hopefully, we have Dr. Oladipo on the show, and we will expand on some of these issues as we also take on newer issues tomorrow. So call in and drop your voice note in case you want to make contributions before I go in a bit. All right. Thank you so much for staying here. One last message, and we're done for confession today. This one says, my husband committed infidelity in our marriage, and we decided to save our marriage. How can I move on with the pain he caused me? Because there are times I feel like giving up already and wanting to move on. Is this normal? Any advice? Okay. So that is the confession we have through that message. Infidelity, wanting to save the marriage, staying on, but then it still hurts, right? And you still want to, you feel at times like giving up. And is there any advice? Well, it's very, very sad, you know, that these things do happen. It's the reality of so many people that, and they have to grapple with it. But I remember the last time we had a message like this, and I remember the word that was chipped in by the doctor who said, it's worth it that you try and save your marriage. Okay, again, people need to avoid the route that brings a lot of hurt to their partners and to their spouses. Okay, so it's normal that you go through the pain and stuff like that. But if you've chosen to forgive, and I hope he's also working alongside with you to do this, because you can't do this alone. You have to consistently communicate and let out whatever steam, whatever pain, whatever hurt you're having on the inside of you. Because if you internalize it, seriously, to drive you crazy. So, you still wanting to leave, talk, communicate, and if you guys need to go for therapy and for help, please, by all means, do so, because you're the one who said you want to save your marriage. Okay? So, do all that is necessary to keep that going. And I wish you all the best. And I'm really sorry that you have to go through all that you are going through. We'll take on 2 callers and we're done for our confession today. Hello? Hello? Okay, that call did not stay. You can call back. Okay, let's see. Hello? Hello.
Good afternoon, ma.
Hey, good afternoon.
Hello, ma. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Welcome.
You are highly welcome. Oh.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I don't be annoyed. Say we never even call you, check on you.
It's okay.
Yeah. I don't laugh yet. Anyway, this last one that you read here now, you see, marriage. Since the woman has decided to sit, she should just go ahead to continue saving the marriage and talk to him. I should not allow this type of thing because it hurts people. If you come across it as in you remember the sin, you just feel like, and scatter things. So, and I pray for her that God Almighty decided to hold the marriage. God will give her and the wisdom to continue doing that.
Amen.
Yeah, welcome, ma.
Thank you.
Welcome, ma.
Thank you, Elder. Appreciate that. Okay. Yes, that's from the Elder there. Let me see. I have some messages on Facebook I have not read. So quickly, let me do that before I go. Good afternoon, Swat Kasa. Mayor watching live from Maitama. Thank you, Mayor. JB Mayor. Then Afro Valentine's, whom said, good afternoon to everyone. Akuna Alex said, the great from Duse said, I think it's these two couple fit each other. I encourage them to go on with their marriage. Then Abdul Amagoto Razak said, is watching live from Kogi State. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you very, very much. Let me see if I have any message on the YouTube live. Okay, it doesn't seem like we have any message on our YouTube live. Thank you so much. All right, so this is how I call it a day after an interesting and very, very engaging sunny conversation today on the sunny side. Join me again tomorrow after the news. I come on board and we'll have equally interesting things to talk about. So thank you for being here. My name is Swat. I'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless you.
I keep my sunny side up.
This is Nigeria Info.